Welcome back, everyone, to your daily stock market summary. Wow, what a day. Particularly for small caps. They really stole the show today.
They really did. Didn't just tag along, they led the charge. Built on that momentum we talked about yesterday.
Exactly. And we saw some, explosive moves in certain stocks, even crypto hitting new highs.
Yeah, big stuff.
So we're going to dig into why these moves matter, what they might mean for the market. So definitely stick around. Okay, first, the usual quick reminder. Nothing we talk about here is specific advice to buy or sell anything.
Nope, just general market chat and, trading education. Trying to help make sense of it all.
Right. And hey, if you find these daily updates useful, maybe hit that like button.
Yeah, doesn't cost you a thing, but honestly, it helps us out a ton.
And click subscribe so you don't miss these. You can always change your mind later. Easy unsubscribe.
Okay, so today, market recap, key economic stuff, and then, crypto and metals.
Let's dive in. Market action.
All right, so a solid bounce pretty much everywhere today. And like we said, small caps leading. That Russell 2000, the IWM, up, over 1%?
Yeah, 1.08%. And the key thing, it's building on that breakout. Remember, above the 200-day moving average.
That's a big technical level.
It really is. Suggests the rally might be broadening out a bit, which is generally healthy.
Good sign. And the others, S&P, NASDAQ.
S&P 500, SPY up 0.6%. The NASDAQ, QQQ, gained 0.71%. Even the Dow DIA added almost 0.5%, 0.48%.
So a nice rebound after yesterday's kind of pause.
Exactly.
And individual stocks, Futu Holdings, FUTU, man, that just jumped off the chart.
Oh, yeah. Over 9% on really heavy volume.
We flagged that one yesterday, breaking $131 resistance. Today felt like confirmation, right? Strong buyers.
Absolutely. And spotting those high volume breakouts, especially after clearing resistance like that, that's a core skill.
It really is. It's, the kind of setup we really dig into in the Grok Trade mentorship, how to spot these things.
Precisely. Another one looking interesting is MicroStrategy, MSTR.
MSTR, right? What happened there?
It broke a pretty key resistance trend line. And importantly, saw a flood of volume right near the close.
Setting up for maybe more tomorrow?
Could be. Potential follow-through is definitely there. Sector-wise, utilities, XLU, we're actually leading.
Yeah.
Up almost 1%.
Utilities. Interesting.
Yeah, looking wound tighter than an industrial spring, you could say. Been consolidating.
Poised, maybe, and the laggard.
Energy, XLE lagged, dropped about 0.5%.
Okay, so what was driving all this? Econ news, FOMC minutes came out.
They did. And it seemed like the market took them pretty optimistically, maybe thinking about rate cuts.
How so?
Well, reports mentioned the Fed seemed to think inflation pressures from tariffs were manageable. That's kind of a shift.
Subtle but significant. Opens the door a crack for cuts.
Potentially. Alters the outlook a bit.
Yeah.
We also got consumer credit data for May.
Right. How did that look?
Rose by $5.1 billion, a bit below what folks expected. And April's number got revised down quite a bit.
Just $16.9 billion, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it suggests maybe consumers are being a little more cautious with spending.
Which the Fed definitely watches closely.
Absolutely. But today felt like a mix, Technical bounces meeting some policy-driven sentiment shifts.
Makes sense. Oh, and by the way, everyone, if you've got a stock you're watching or just a question about what's going on, drop it in the comments. We might tackle it in a future summary.
Yeah, definitely let us know.
Okay, let's switch gears. Crypto and metals. Bitcoin, BTC.
Big jump today. Up almost 2%, 1.92%. And it hit a new all-time high, just over $112,000.
Wow. Broke out of that range we were watching, right? The $107K to $110 zone.
Exactly. That tight coil it's been in since yesterday broke right out.
So is this the start of the next big leg up? You got to wonder.
It's definitely looking interesting, that's for sure. Gold, GLD, on the other hand.
Just still struggling a bit?
Yeah, it clawed back about 0.45%, but still stuck below its 50-day moving average. That's a key level for gold right now.
And silver, SLV.
Silver dipped, actually, down 0.87%. But importantly, it held its pattern, that bull flag pattern near the 20-day moving average.
Still holding that shape despite the dip. Relative strength there.
Exactly. That bull flag, it's a classic consolidation pattern.
Yeah.
Often signals another move higher is coming. So silver setup, despite the dip, looks pretty compelling still.
Interesting contrast with gold.
It is. And recognizing patterns like that flag, knowing how to trade them, managing your risk, that's crucial in markets like these.
And again, stuff we focus heavily on in the mentorship program, how to handle these dynamic setups.
Right.
Okay, so quite a session today. Let's quickly recap. Small caps definitely led the rally. IWM looked strong.
Yep. FETU and MSTR had those big breakouts on volume.
And Bitcoin hitting that all-time high, teasing maybe a bigger move.
Definitely a day with clear signals.
And hey, one last time, got a ticker you want us to look at? Drop it in the comments. We genuinely love seeing what you're all watching.
Yeah, please do. And, days like today really show the value of understanding these setups. FUT's breakout, MSTR's trendline breach, BTC's new highs. That's why the Grok Trade mentorship is designed the way it is. We coach you on spotting these high-volume moves, navigating patterns, managing risk effectively.
With support until you recoup the investment. It's about trading with confidence.
Exactly. Empowering you to handle these kinds of market days.
All right, that's our summary for today. We'll catch you in tomorrow's update.